on that.
What up, my boys? It's your boy Valley here on the Chill Channel. Hit the like and subscribe button. I'm here with my boy Will. My boy Will. What's up, my boy? And my boy, I met him this year. Right here, the picture. My boy throws gas. What up, my boy? Tell me where you from, what you doing, where you at?
What up? Will Haberstock. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Transferred here from another school. Happy to be here. Just met Valiente this year. We're boys.
Yes, sir, my boy. How's the difference in weather treating you right now?
Hey, I love the South Florida weather. It's nice and hot here. It doesn't really get cold until December. I'm super happy here. It's been a blast.
Yes, sir, man. I mean, you told me that you transferred over. I just wanted to hear about your experience. Like, how was it? Like, what was your weird experience in all your transfer portal? Because me, myself, I was in the transfer portal for a while. So how was your experience with it?
Yeah, so I'm a junior. I went 2 years at another school. I entered I didn't know I wanted to enter the transfer portal until after the season started. So I wasn't an entrance right after the season ended. But after I was talking with my parents after the season ended. I was like, I'm not happy here. You know, we're losing a lot of games. I don't feel like I'm getting better. So I entered the transfer portal about 3 weeks after the season started. So that's like June 1st, right? The season ended like middle of May. So started June, I entered the transfer portal, and right off the bat, I wasn't getting very many calls, or coaches weren't hitting me up too much, and I was wondering if I made the right decision. But that first week was a lot of Division II offers, local, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and I wasn't mad about it. I would play D2 ball. I don't think I'm a D1 or die guy, but I was definitely very excited when the first Division I school started calling me. So I got a call from a school in Nashville first. And I was super happy to talk to them. I wanted to visit everything. And I almost went there, but right as I visited, more schools started contacting me, so I knew I wanted to see more schools and talk to more coaches. But the transfer portal itself was crazy because you never know what coach is going to call you next, and you just have to hope that your name is popping up on people's screens. So it's exciting, but it's also scary at the same time. I know you feel the same way, being a transfer guy.
Definitely. I felt that a lot. I mean, for me, it was just weird because I got a lot of, as you said, bro, I had B2s.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, hey, I mean, I want to play collegiate ball, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where, but it's like, oof, I want to. I'm trying to go D1. You feel like I'm trying to be the highest level possible.
Yeah, I would love to be D1, but and
you don't work out.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy that's like, I'll only play D1. You got to keep your options open, especially since some of these D2s are super good.
Oh yeah.
But those NAIA schools start hitting up your Twitter DMs, and you're like, you're wondering.
And Instagram, they're hitting you on Twitter, Instagram, and you're just like, are you really a collegiate coach hitting me up on my DMs?
Yeah.
Did you just swipe up on me?
But then they hit you up, and you wonder I don't know about you, but for me it was before the first Division I school called me, and I was a bunch of D2s and NAIs. I was wondering if I just wasn't good enough to be Division I, and if my first offer was lucky, you know what I mean? I didn't know if I was being ungrateful or not. But the Division I started coming through, and I felt like it was a big moment of relief. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just okay, I do belong in Division I. I'm happy to be getting these calls.
I mean, the thing why you got a lot of D2s early on calling you. And I actually talked to one of the schools that was calling me a D2, and he was like, look, honestly, I know you're probably going to get D1 calls, but we're just calling you so worst case scenario, we're here. So they're just calling you sometimes just to let you know, hey, if you got nowhere else to go, we're going to give you the money. Just come here, play baseball. So play some baseball and gas.
I won't lie. Some of the D2s, those offers were actually really good. They'll call you, and they'll sweet talk you a little bit more than D1 coaches, because when you go to a D1, it's I got 15 guys that I gotta compete with, and some of these D2 coaches will call you after being at another D1, and they'll be like, you could be our guy.
Yeah, you're gonna be our number one guy.
We need you to eat up innings. And it's that would be great and everything, but at the same time, it's
you don't want to be the number one. You want to be somewhere where you can compete.
Yeah, I kept a D2 in my top 3 once I narrowed it down to 3 schools. right before I made my decision. I said I told every coach I wanted to make my decision by July 1st.
Okay.
And so the week before July 1st, I made a top 3, and every other coach, like I had called them and like, I appreciate the offer, but like I'm gonna go like elsewhere. But there was a D2 in my top 3. And I kept them around for a while. They have super nice coaches, really good program, and I was seriously considering going there. You know, like some of these D2 coaches definitely know what they're doing. They're not gonna lie. They're not gonna sit there and lie to you. Sometimes other coaches will sit there and feed you a bunch of crap.
Yeah, they just paint rainbows and unicorns and roses, and then when you get there, it's
some coaches,
black and white. You wearing orange.
No, but the coach I talked to, I really enjoyed, and he definitely was shooting me straight. He was like, "We don't have this. We have this. You know, I know that you're getting calls from, you know, places that might be, you know, better fun, whatever."
Yeah,
You know,
that's what they
whatever it
usually do. They're just straight talking. They're like, "Yo, I know."
And he was like, "This is what we have to offer. You know,
Yeah.
we're lucky for this. You know, they had a great field. I really like the staff. Their locker room was great. Like they had everything that you would really expect. Just at the end of the day, when I did have some of those quality Division I offers, I really didn't see a way to. I didn't see myself. There was no way to be like, no, you can't really say no. It's like this. I had 2 years. I have 2 years eligibility left, so it's just like can't really say no to that.
But now that you say that, what's the weirdest offer you got? Like money wise. Like what's the guy that was just like all out there, all cards on the table? He just wanted you back.
I had a couple schools that offered me, you know, full money. Between my academic and my athletic, they had offered me full money, but I had a private school up in New York, and they called me, and I got family up in New York, so I was definitely taking offers. Like I wouldn't say that's too far from home because all my relatives are in New York.
Yeah, I mean you're a big Mets fan, right?
Huge Mets fan.
Go Mets,
Go Mets, baby.
Hopefully next year, man. You never know, man. Next year,
we
man, might be the year. I just heard Diaz extension. Overpaying,
overpaying them. Hey, we just signed Vogelback. Let's go. No, but
What do you mean?
their private tuition. They were private school, and you know how New York is. Their tuition was like $56,000. And I was like, straight off, he was like, I need to know, like, you're out of state, this is what it is. And I told him on the first call, I was like, I can't pay this. Like, I can't pay that. It's a ridiculous amount of money. And the next week, he called me and he was like, I want you to join a Zoom meeting. And it was all the coaches and the academic advisor. And I really liked them. And they were like, we can pay for your whole thing. Like, don't even worry about it. We want you to come up here. So that was definitely the biggest amount of money I got because the private New York schools are different with money, especially being out of state. So that was the biggest money. But the weirdest offer I probably got, like just out of the blue.
Like a guy who was just like, he called you up and he was like, hey man, I want you back. Like I'll give you money for a refund. Like I'll give you like money for food. Because I've heard a lot of guys that have even gotten offers, and the coaches be offering them tattoos. They give them money, they'll be like, "Yo, you like tattoos?
There's a couple.
I'll pay you for a new tattoo."
Well, there was a couple offers where it's like, especially now with NIL, it's like, well, this is your scholarship, but then they're like, we got donors or companies that fund the program, and it's like now NIL, and people are using that as like a recruiting tactic.
Yeah.
So they're like, we can get you on this deal, and it pays this much a month, or it pays this much if you represent them or whatever. So I had a couple offers where it was like, they were like, hey, the tuition here is say $20,000, but your scholarship's worth $25,000. So it's like they're not really paying you, but they're telling you like your scholarship's worth more than the tuition. What you do with that extra money is. It's not our problem.
Hey man,
we're paying.
You can do what you want.
Yeah, you can do what you want with this money.
Yeah,
but
bro, it's crazy. Some of these college coaches, when they want you, man, they don't care, man.
I will say the one thing about the transfer portal is it feels good to be wanted, especially after high school. It's like a lot of guys get the high school offers where they do feel wanted, but for me it was like. Just battling for any type of offer was crazy. So when a college coach called me, it was like obviously they want to seem like they want you, but I knew that like out of high school it was like I was gonna be like a low end guy and someone was gonna like that someone was kind of like taking a chance on me to like invest in me rather than like my raw talent being there. So for a change, after like putting up some okay numbers and showing my, that I could pitch, some Division I innings, it was nice for the coaches to be like, I want you. You know what I mean? It was nice to feel valuable.
Yeah. What do you consider yourself being? A starter, closer, middle relief?
Yeah. So my freshman year, I came out of the pen a lot. I started some midweeks. But late in the year, especially when we got into conference play, I came out of the pen a lot, and it was like, I wouldn't say like up or down, but it was like if you were within like 2 to 3 runs, so like down 3, up 3, close games. So I was kind of like the close game first guy out of the pen, and so I pitched up like we weren't great. So like some nights we would be getting blown out or whatever, but whenever there was a close conference game, whether that be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I would just sit around and wait for that close game. Whenever that starter was done or he was in trouble, it was my moment to come in. But then my sophomore year, our whole weekend staff graduated, all super seniors, all 5th-year guys, and so I started opening night Friday night, which was super intimidating. I won't lie. And then after that, I was the everyday Saturday guy because they were like, I don't know the reasoning for it. We didn't really attack teams with an A B. Some teams will go Friday's your A, your best guy. Saturday's your B. Sunday's your C, but for us it was a matchup kind of thing. So some nights I threw Friday, some nights I threw Saturday. But coming in here, I'm hoping to start on the weekend. There's a lot more competition than I'm used to. I'd be happy to throw anywhere. I just want the meaningful innings. I don't want to be the guy that they call my name and I know the innings aren't that important. I want those pressure moments.
Yeah, you want to throw in quality.
I know you feel the same way too.
It's like prove yourself.
Yeah. They want both of us could be starters, but at the same time it's like
somebody's got to be in the middle.
If I don't end up starting, I'd be happy to come out of the pen and like those innings are way more quality than a lot of guys realize. Is the bullpen guys are almost more important than the starter because if our Friday night guy goes out there and throws 7, and then you come out in the 8th and you give up 3, it doesn't matter.
Of course.
So those shutdown guys are.
Yeah, that would happen to us a lot. Our first year in college.
Yeah, everyone sees it as such a cleanup job, and it's not it. It's like you need to almost be better than the guy before you. Cause you
need to match his level of intensity while coming in somewhat cold middle of the game.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'd be happy.
You're just basically sitting, spectating the game, and then somewhat 30 to 45 minutes before they're like, "Oh yeah, you're coming in," and they're just coming in whenever.
Yeah.
Just be ready.
Hey, just be ready. It could be the 2nd. It could be the 8th.
Hey, sometimes they just be giving you. You could
throw 4. You could throw a 1-hitter. You could be a matchup guy. They ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah.
That's the thing about college. They don't really. You don't need if you're not a starter.
You just gotta be ready.
You gotta be hot. You gotta be hot at all times.
What is something that you do pre-start, like before you start?
Like the night before or like the morning of?
Let's say like a nightly ritual.
The nightly ritual? See, the thing for me is I'm not really a nightly ritual guy. The thing before start is that I wasn't as good at my freshman year, but I've gotten better at is just the night's sleep. Is like you don't really realize how valuable just like getting your night's sleep in. So like even if the game, some people like Friday night games will be at 6 p.m. and so like some guys, they can sleep in however they want. But I found that I gotta be up early the night of my start. Like I can't just get out of bed whenever and not really have a plan. It's like I gotta get I'm not gonna get out of bed at 6 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I gotta get out of bed at like 8 or 9, and I gotta eat breakfast. It's not. I don't have a super crazy superstitious nightly routine, but I've found that no matter what, I have to be in bed at a reasonable hour because I gotta like get some sleep and then be up. Like if I sit in bed all day, I'll come out of my start and just be like my mind is just tired, my body is just behind.
Yeah, that has happened to me many times.
Oh yeah, it definitely took a while for me to really to get into something consistent.
I got extra sleep, and then you just stay in bed resting. And
because especially as a starter, you have all the time in the world, but you got to be a little bit disciplined and know that like like I'm not a huge treatment guy before the game. Like in the training room, I'm more of a treatment guy afterwards. So like I'm not gonna get up and go get my arm. Like I want my arm to be not touched. Like I want it to be fresh, and then after the game, then I'll have like my work done on it. But I don't know. The weirdest thing I do for start days isn't the night before. It's every time I start, I gotta wear 2 pairs of socks. I swear to God. I swear, bro. I have to.
Two pairs, bro?
Yeah, so I'll put on the black socks.
But wait. What are we talking about? Are we talking short ones?
No, never short.
Ones,
never short.
Or
Both
two
long ones.
Bro.
See.
No.
If we're wearing high socks, that's different. If we're wearing the high socks, it's different.
Willie.
I swear.
We're talking about 2 long socks, bro.
Two, like these right here.
You gotta be having bunions. You gotta be having bunions.
Nah, it's just a thing. It makes the cleats feel tighter. I'm gripping the rubber better.
I mean, I completely understand it, but 2...
Bro,
2...
Yeah, 100%.
No.
I got these. These are what I call long socks. They're not the ankle socks. These, I'll put one up in the bottom.
Oh, but those are like 3/4.
Okay, so that's what I mean. Long socks.
Those?
If I'm wearing the
those.
If I'm wearing the high socks, like if we're wearing high socks or I'm wearing them under my pants, I gotta have leggings on. Like I don't like the long socks. I have the leggings and then the socks go over the leggings. Okay. But if we're not, and I'm just wearing the 3/4 or whatever you call them, the bottom pair gets pulled up tight, right? Yeah. So it goes about the shin, and then the next pair goes on, and then
use 2 pairs of these.
These, yeah.
Okay, bro, that just makes it weird.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
So the first pair goes on. The first pair goes on tight.
The first version that I understood made it more acceptable.
No,
because I was thinking, you use the high socks to your knees, and then you use the 3/4.
No, that would look horrible.
I mean, I'm sorry, you use the 3/4.
So the 3/4, the first pair goes tight, and then I put the second one on it, and I scrunch it up just like this a little bit, so it's like the right length. And then the top one that was tight, I fold it over. So I'll take it, and I put it on tight, nice and tight, and then I'll put the next pair on, and that one's about here, normal length, and then I'll take this one and I'll fold it over the top of that, so it's nice and tucked in. Well, but that extra something.
Let me tell you, man. That's weird as fuck.
That's
weird as fuck.
No, it's not.
Oh my God, bro. 2 3/4 socks.
Yeah, it's just gotta happen. For some reason, it's just.
When did that start?
That's a great question. I haven't been doing it forever, but it definitely started last year because my freshman year it was like I was
so that's
doing
something
whatever.
New, recent.
Oh yeah, I haven't been pitching too long in my career, so I haven't had like that psychotic routine that I've done for my entire career. But that's something that started last year by accident. Like one day, I think it started last fall, right before the season, and I was wearing my buddy's the Nike Huarache cleats, the high ones. Yeah. And you got the Velcro on. Yeah. And I'm like a size 12, 12 and a half, and they were like 13s. Right?
Oh, so that's why you've been wearing the double socks.
So that's how it started.
See, that's some Latino shit. that's what we be doing. We be stuffing them socks.
Yeah, that's how it started. So I doubled up, and it made the cleats feel like they fit better.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But then they weren't my cleats, so I just wore them for the fall because my buddy pitched a different day than me. And I was like, whatever. And so the spring came along, and my cleats fit fine, but I had to do the double sock. I would put I remember my first. It just became I remember my first start.
Oh my God.
Oh, in the spring before the season opened, before the action. So we ran scrimmages, and I put them on because I like to break them in. Like 2 starts before, so I'll throw like 2 bullpens and then 2 live sessions with the new cleats. Yeah. And I put them on, and I was about to go out, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. Like even though they fit, it was like. The double sock just gives you, I don't know, the double sock just gives you that feeling where you're just gripping the dirt and the rubber. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but
It doesn't sound crazy. It sounds weird as fuck.
It's not that weird.
That is weird as fuck.
It's just my thing, the double sock.
No, but hey man, everybody has their own weird stuff. Like, everybody has their own weird things. I got like 2 more questions for you, my boy.
What do you gotta do something weird. Why don't you tell us about your weird shit?
I mean, man, honestly, I'm a guy that I used to do a lot of weird stuff. Like,
you're a weird guy.
I had, the shorts, the compression shorts.
Yeah. Like
so
long
I
or
use
like
the
short?
the short ones.
Okay.
So I use my compression shorts from, I would say, sophomore year of high school to like maybe like third year in college.
You wash them though, right?
Oh, every time.
That's
Oh,
a thing.
but they had like the biggest holes. Like
Yeah, dude, we had some guys.
like I had a
school.
breeze going. I had a breeze going. If I didn't double it, like I would have a breeze.
We had some guys in my old school that their compression shorts were so old, but they were like, I can't stop.
See,
wearing them.
that's one thing that I would do. I've never heard the double 3/4.
No,
shorts,
see
so
for
like,
see for me, it's like I will like if I pitch good, I'll want to wear the same stuff. But if it's not there, like if I washed it at home or for whatever reason I don't have it, like it's not like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, I don't have the right underwear, like I'm not gonna pitch good. It's not like that deep of a superstition. But if it's there, like say I'm in my locker and I pitched good last week, it's my start day, and I have like a choice of underwear, like I'm obviously gonna grab the ones I wore last week. Like that's if you like switch it up on purpose after pitching good, like you're not a pitcher. Like that's just not.
Yeah, I feel like baseball's a lot of superstition.
Pitchers especially, like if you
100%.
choose to, like if you go out there and you throw 7 shutty and then you like change gloves or change cleats, that's psychotic. That's the thing is like you can't change any of that.
No.
And if you do, it's just like I don't know. You got to be real confident in yourself.
You gotta be like, yep. I'm him. I'm him.
I don't know. I've never stood on the mound. I don't know. I still struggle with that a little bit. I've never stood on the mound and been like, that's something I need to get better on. Is like I need to stay on the mound, and no matter who's in the box, I need to be like I'm better than you.
Yeah.
So.
We were talking about you. The fact that you were on the transfer portal and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask, what was your key factor, if you would like to phrase it that way, in determining where you would go, or what college you see fit for you?
That's a good question because like all the schools, like especially when you're getting like different, like you're getting D1s, D2s, NAIAs, D3s, whatever, whoever's calling you.
Yeah.
Everyone like has something else to offer. Like, obviously D1s are gonna have probably better facilities, but then you got some private schools that are well funded and they got some good facilities. Everyone that has flashy stuff loves to show it. It's their big piece. For me, the two things that were actually really important, and the first one is obvious. The first one is obviously a coaching staff, and everyone will tell you that, the coaching staff. But it's not just about like, oh, I liked the coaches, whatever. Like you definitely have to like talk to a coach and immediately like feel a relationship with him. You have to feel like he cares about you and that you're not like. It's hard, especially even in college, like it's not as much of a business as MLB, but like these are these guys, like these are these coaches' jobs. Like they're investing in you just as much. Like they want you to invest in their program, but they're investing in you because they're they got thousands of guys to choose from. So they could just treat it like I need you to perform on the field. But for me, it's like, which coach is going to show that he really wants you the most, and not by not by peppering you with compliments and money and stuff. It's like, for me, especially at the portal, it was like I wanted coaches to acknowledge that I wasn't like I could pitch D1. I have Division I innings, but I'm not the best version of me. So I want coaches to acknowledge that right away. So in the portal, I was like, I don't want coaches telling me I'm perfect because I know I'm not. Like my ERA shows that I can work on some stuff, and I was at a place where.
You want people that'll help you improve.
Yeah, so I wanted coaches to be like, listen, we love your stuff, we want you to be here, I want to work on you with this, this, and this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, want to help you actually improve and want to actually work with you.
Yeah, the development thing was big, and the coaches that believed in their development was big for me. The second thing was actually conference. Like, when you're getting recruited, it's not just about a school and how good they are or how good their record shows. Plenty of schools can show that they win 30 games a year, that they're never below 500. But then it's like, how competitive of baseball are you playing?
Yeah.
Are you scheduling an out-of-conference schedule? That's
that's what a lot of people. That's what a lot of people don't realize is that there's like over 250 D1s.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of good D1s, but there's a lot of
exactly
D1s.
So for conference, it was like I wanna compete, like I wanna be tested. Like obviously, like I didn't like I didn't get too many like Power 5 schools, like SEC and ACC schools weren't really calling me like that. Like my arm's not that, crazy electric. But for me, it was like the mid-major the mid-major conferences are like, you have to be educated on them. You got to know which ones are which, and which ones are competitive. And I was familiar with this one. I was familiar with a couple of others where I was getting offers, and it's also, it's not the deciding factor, but like the competitiveness. Am I gonna get tested? Like, how many guys go pro out of this conference? Do pro scouts see this conference as like translatable, or is it like, I could pitch super good in this conference and they don't care because they think it's a bad conference? Stuff like that is important. Like the competition of games and the quality of lineups that you'll face throughout the year in conference is important. I didn't want to go to a conference and roll. Like, it'd be nice to win a conference championship and everything, but I would want to feel like I earned it.
Yeah, but you want to earn it. You don't want to feel like it was just gifted.
Exactly. I didn't want to feel like it was easy, because it's not supposed to be easy.
Yeah. Well, that is it, my boys. Wonderful having you, my boy.
I appreciate it.
Anything you want to say to my peeps?
Hey, subscribe to this man. He's fucking awesome. He's the man.
Hey,
funniest dude ever. I appreciate you having me on, dude. I'm
grateful. I'm grateful to have you here, man. Hopefully we have you again.
Absolutely.
My boy Will, gonna have a good year. My boy throws gas. All right, see y'all. Bye.